How do you do? Yes, sir. You know, I'm happy to do it. And, you know, I guess after all these years of sitting on this side of the camera, Howie, here's what I see, and I truly mean what I'm about ready to tell you, is here's what I see Howie Mandel to be. And as you know, people only know you based on what they see on this side of the camera. But you and I know differently that you're a family guy. You know, I would just address a few things for you from what I see from the outside looking in. And that is, Nick, you know what? We're all rich regardless. And I think you've had an incredible career movie-wise, and you've made a lot of money. I'm sure you've given a lot away, and you still have money. So I would not be concerned at all about a house that forecloses. Again, that does not define who Nick Cage is. It's something that has happened to you based on some choices you made. And you know, I say to people that life is a constant series of choices. Always has been, always will be. And you know, I would just put my mind on today and what is in store for you tomorrow and not worry about that. Yeah, of course, the media is always going to get into it. They're always going to try to paint you out as some broke convict type mentality, and that's just not something that we receive. And I mean, you're the kind of guy, and I'm telling you from this side of the table, people look at Nick Cage as a guy that has an incredible talent. All right, well, here's what I see. I think you've got two critical choices in your career right now. You're at a crossroads, and it's my opinion that if you take one of them, you're going to violate everything your daddy taught you when you were younger. And my feeling is that as you've grown up, Kim Kardashian has a value system placed into her by her mother and her father. And Robert Kardashian, in my opinion, Kim, and I know he means a lot to you even to this day, he has no approval, in my opinion, knowing him, with the decision that I think you want to make. Now you can make that decision and people are going to still like you, they're going to probably pay you more money, etc., 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 but hey, what do you mean it's not about your father? It is if you want to honor him. I mean, if you want to honor him as he's in death, it is about something that he put into your life. And the way I see it is that, listen, there is this big plan, and whether you ever, and I've told you this, whether you ever embrace the God factor, if you will, he has this big plan for your life.
Shane Craven's the pastor at Origin Church is joining me this hour, a good buddy of mine. The number 893-6767. A lot of moms do listen and do count on J103 to help their kids, and it's just safe radio for their kids to listen to throughout the day.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, I think, Ted, that, you know, what I've experienced with 3 children is they begin to formulate their love for Christian music through mom and dad listening, and then they begin to adopt it themselves.
Here it is. When you understand that present wealth has everything to do with how eternity will be for you, that will cause you to be generous. Did you hear me? When you understand that present wealth has everything to do with how eternity will be for you, that will change whether you're generous or you're tight. He knows we know we're not rich, and He knows we consume everything we've got, and so He writes and writes and writes to show us that that's where I can find out fastest where your treasure is and where your heart is. And I really believe God, if He would do it, He could say, Shane, give me your checkbook and give me your calendar, and I'll tell you exactly where your priorities are. That's a good way to find out, isn't it? When you loosen your grip on stuff, your stuff loosens its grip on your heart. When you begin to just let God have it and you loosen that grip, it begins to loosen its grip on your heart. And the more you give, the more it starves out materialism in your life. And you will run out of time before you run out of money. And listen, your eternity is more important than your life. I've met people, listen, we about lost my mother a few years ago. And listen, she was sitting there saying, it's okay, I'm fine. You know, I don't want to go yet, but I'm ready to see Jesus. You will run out of time before you run out of money.
Well, the road pastor concept comes from a lot of years of experience, probably 30 years of just loving people.
We find that celebrities have often found themselves in places that make it hard to balance decisions and hard to know who to trust, thereby resulting in misplaced benchmarks of who they are as people, and can result in unrealistic decisions for their lives and families. And we know that they really do want to get back to solid ground, but often don't know how. And we believe it takes an outside viewpoint, an unbiased observation from a team of people who love them. And our team comes alongside, adds trusted friendship, and invigorates their dream all over again. And our hope is that if a person can get healthy in a strategy we call MEPS, they will be successful for who they are on the inside and not successful for who they are on the outside.